twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in Two Minds podcast.
Meanwhile, Shelly weaves his way through.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, Caught in Two Minds. I'm me, Marshall, here as usual with Fitty Mac, Gooner Rush, Fitz. What's up?
Many names. Some like to call me the Yeti. You know?
The Yeti? Oh, okay.
Don't tell everybody that one, though.
Okay.
You got to be special to use that one.
I got you. Look at you. What's been going on, man?
Oh, we got some beautiful weather going on right now.
Looks like it.
I got two tri-tips all rubbed down, just
ready to go.
Soaking it in. About to get it on the grill here in a minute.
I love it. We had a damn hailstorm here in Texas yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Golf ball size, tornado warnings. So, it's that time of year.
Anytime this time of the year, huh?
It's that time of year. Got to get through May, and then it's, it'll be 110 every day,
Yes, sir.
What are you going to do?
All right.
Semi-final match, Europa League against Unai, Villarreal. I'm just this season has just beat the hell out of me. You know what I mean? I look, and I'm acting like Arsenal played in the first half. I'm just drawn out and just tired. What was your first? Go ahead.
Let's be clear when we're talking about what's our thoughts on lineups and things like that. I mean, this is, if there's at least 1 point, this is Arteta. This is all Arteta, his choices, where he's going with it.
Yeah. This match, before you go on that, this match really highlighted the lack of experience.
Oh.
The lack of just the lack of experience and big
against
matches.
A bunch of seasoned players on the other team.
And a manager seasoned in this competition.
Yes.
Who had his team ready to play from the beginning. What did you think about the lineup? Just, there's all kind of different ways we can go about it, because this was Arteta's biggest mistake. I didn't think he got the lineup right at all.
So first off, and I understand the situation, but you know what? Arsenal needs to stop announcing shit 2 days before that people like Laka and Abba are going to be available.
Tyranny.
Magic. Not one of them was picked in the starting lineup. But okay. Anyway, long story short, my problem with the lineup was no striker.
Right, the false nine bullshit for us. I mean, come on, we're not Man City, dude. They can do that shit, but for Arsenal, that was it. Yeah, go ahead.
In such a big game,
right.
You choose to go experimental with it,
right?
Maybe you've started a lineup like this one other time. I can't even think of it.
No.
But there's no striker, and I don't care what your decisions are. Even if you got to go all the way down to Nketiah or Balogun, you have to put a striker up in front.
Martinelli.
So or Martinelli. There you go.
Martinelli.
There you go. If you want to kind of act like it's like we're gonna do a false nine thing, but you got Martinelli out there, and we know that he's gonna kind of push the back line, then maybe you get away with it. But not with these guys. No. Not with the guys you got.
Right. And if you're gonna do that, then your approach to defending has to be like, okay, we got to really keep it tight, and try to catch them on the counter or do Anyway,
it looked like one of them bullshit FIFA lineups where you'd be like, why do they even offer that? Nobody runs that. But,
right. Why did okay, Jacques has been playing good in the Premiership, a left back. But in a match like this today, why not play him in the middle with Partey and bring in Cedric, or even put Saka back there? Like it's
on a last podcast. Not even to mention what's going on with the Cedric situation.
He doesn't play at all.
Did Cedric
anymore.
cuss you out in the locker room, Arteta? Did he not show up to prep? You got to tell me something, because I don't care if you think you've been getting away with Xhaka. He's still not a better choice at left back than Cedric.
Right. And that
Cedric
shit
plays the position.
Right. And, we haven't been winning games lately.
No.
So all the praise Jacques has been getting at left back, it hasn't amounted to anything really.
Yeah.
If you look
to reverse the argument, like I was saying, look, I'm back on the fucking Jacques train, but to reverse the argument, all those games that everybody kept saying when we turned it around was because Xhaka was playing in the middle.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. And I kept saying, like, I kind of don't care if it was somebody else. I think the team's playing better, and it's not because of Xhaka.
Right.
It's not him that's making them play better. But no, everybody. His leadership, his blood,
Right.
This is the biggest game of the year. It's the biggest
game of the year. Biggest game of the year. And we
put a lineup out that just looked like I'm scratching my head a little bit. Like, what's going on?
Dog shit. And so, like I said, I mean, I would have played. My first thought was like, man, we can't risk Jacques at left back. Now, the first goal, the guy kind of used him over there. He got isolated. Yeah. The guy got in the box, and the other guy, I guess, there's a damn mountain lion behind you.
I just got to make sure it's one of my homies, the deer, and not a mountain lion.
It's a mountain lion. He's gonna come. If a mountain lion comes, dude, we got to keep the podcast going.
Hey, man, keep it professional,
But anyway, so and Pepe as the false nine, lone striker. You got to give Martin Lele a chance. I will. Let's get into the game. So,
well, and hey, real quick, just on that point too, I did want to say, like, everybody was pretty sure, like, that's what was going on, and I didn't think there was any way that he was playing Pepe, and he wasn't. He was playing Pepe out wide,
right? But I mean, who was down the middle?
And Odegaard, like, acting like it's one or the two of us that are going to play up, like, down the middle. But
it's no wonder we didn't take a shot in the first half.
Yeah,
it's no wonder. How are we going to take a shot?
I know.
ESR and Odegaard, they don't have those instincts to read when they get in the box and do things. And like you said, Pepe was way out left. Like, what was he expecting?
I actually thought with the guys I saw up front that Saka was going to be playing right up front. I thought, you know what? Maybe he's playing Saka as striker. I can't really tell, but
just a bad it highlighted the lack of experience, and to roll the dice in the biggest game of the season. This situation,
we also add on lack of experience by the coach.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you was talking about by the way the players were in general, but
no. It's all lack of experience by Arteta.
Yes,
he even tried this. Like an experienced coach in this competition with this many stakes on the line is not going to do this. Like
somebody like a Emery. Somebody like that.
It's just so naive. It's just like, oh, we'll give this a shot, But yeah, Emery, Unai had his team fired up. You know what I mean? He had his hair all slicked back and shit. Yeah. He was speaking Spanish like all comfortable and shit. Anyway,
we had a problem with communicating.
Stop being a jerk, dude. Yeah. What did I say, Bobcat last week? Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, and another thing. How long have we been saying this? You can't give up a goal in the first 5 minutes of a match, especially in a two-legged tie. You just, that just further illustrates that from the top down, from the coaches to the players, it's just like, ill-prepared. Like, you can't give up a goal in 5 minutes. You can't.
Yep.
You can't. And it's pretty easy to, here we go with the beats. It's pretty easy to do that in a football match. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Just kind of, I don't know. Just don't give up a goal in 5 minutes.
Yeah, like, like you probably just don't push down the field quite as hard to just make sure everybody's got their feet under them and we got all right. We're warmed up.
You ease into the game offensively, but you're focused on your defense. You know, you just ease into the game going forward, but focus on your defense. Get through the first 15 minutes, and then see where you stand. But to just go out there,
the first goal was kind of bang bang. But I'll ask you this: was Leno offline?
He didn't have his angle right. You know how I feel about Leno.
He guarded the near post really hard.
Right.
And I'm not going to say like, oh, duh, how come he was there? I mean, that was a possibility too, but he had nothing on the back. He had no protection on the backside.
Yeah. He didn't have that angle properly figured out. Like he cheated too far to the left, to the near post, instead of kind of just, anyway, we can go on and on about him. The, first 5 minutes of the match, I'm thinking, okay, here we go. We need an away goal anyway. No big deal. So Saka looked, the whole team looked tired. Like Villarreal was playing on the front foot. They were being physical,
very physical.
Very physical and aggressive and pressing us hard. They were able to handle playing out from the back, and we weren't, as usual. And, just we didn't do anything. We didn't create any chances. We gave up an early goal, and then 30 minutes, into the match, set piece comes. Easy flick. Nobody jumped. The Villarreal guy flicks it, and Partey caught sleeping on the back post, the far post. Another goal. 2-0.
They
first 30 minutes
so fast, man. And it looked pretty bad. As a matter of fact, it wasn't long after scoring the second one that they put another one. Like, I thought they were about to score a third one.
Yeah, they did. They turned it on. They kept coming and coming and coming.
Part of that, we didn't do nothing. Like, we didn't penetrate or put anything on lineup, and just tactics. I mean, it looked like there was, with some effort, we might be able to break them down or get behind them. But the effort, tactically, the effort wasn't there. Like, he didn't make, we didn't
match their intensity.
One of the things I talk about from time to time is just to me, the whole part of intensity is the quick passes, man.
Right.
They got to be hard, quick passes around the pitch to make guys commit to tackles that maybe they don't get to. And that's how you break people down. Passing was just lazy today, just floating it around the top and
lollygagging. Just
a whole lot of lollygagging, man.
Ceballos, come on. He should have took him out at halftime. We'll get into that later. But so anyway, Partey, in the first half, didn't have it. Still taking shots. Still trying to gamble on the Hollywood pass. Ceballos, I don't even know what to say about him. Like,
Partey got mad at Chambers for not moving up the pitch to catch a pass when Chambers was standing all by himself.
Right.
And Partey, you could be right, but you could also just pass it to him, man. He's right there. He's just right there in front of you.
Maybe he's like, man, I don't want to creep too far up the pitch right now because I'm playing out of position. I'm a little slow. Maybe. Saka looked shook and timid. He just, in the first half, he kind of just – actually, they were being really, really physical with him. They were kicking lumps.
He's who came to mind when you were saying they were being physical. They were kicking his ankles and just
Yeah, and he did win the penalty.
Yeah.
But Unai was celebrating.
Took ESR out of the game.
Yep. Him
I
and
mean, he tried kind of, but I mean, it did. There was long periods where I was just like, man, I haven't even seen ESR touch the ball, and
Odegaard kept trying to get on it, but really, just Unai set his team up defensively to shut us down in the first half, and they did a hell of a job. The way they set up defensively to stop us, they were tremendous. They were tremendous.
That was the part that kind of made me feel like how we were lacking intensity is, I mean, there were periods I just was looking out there and I didn't see any holes. Like Villarreal was set in their positioning, and they were not like kind of budging. And I mean, it wasn't easy to find, but somebody's got to run. We can't just stand and look at each other.
Right. Especially when you're already 2-0 down in a semifinal match and you need a goal. So Unai was celebrating those goals like he had money on the game pool. He was so hyped.
Yeah.
He was hyped. Cussing pulls out in Spanish.
Yeah. Like he said before the game that he really respects Arsenal, but in the back of his head he was like, I am going to beat these boys down.
Right. But Unai is not afraid to make subs.
No. Oh, you know what? That's what I was going to bring up to you too. Part of your choosing, whether it's you come out the gate and grab goals early or not, if you're going to play Aubameyang today, then probably start him, right? Because you get like 7 subs. It's not like you can't replace him. And if you had to replace a guy again, then you could do it again. Like, I mean, you got that many subs. So, like, you got to look at with that many subs, and that's the way Arsenal's team set up to me is we got a whole bunch of guys that are kind of the same, as far as just skill-wise. I don't know. None of them stand out as like, oh, you definitely want this guy in that position at this time. And
right. Arteta wanted us to do what we were doing all last year. Keep it real tight and nick a goal. Maybe bring an Abba later on. But that shit went out the door in 5 minutes. It was a wrap. So you want to think about bringing in people, switching up the way you play, because – and that was my point about Unai. He brought in Coquelin, because they're the cock at halftime. Like they're winning 2-0. I guess the striker did get hurt, but still, he's never been afraid to make those changes real early, Unai. And Arteta didn't make any.
Yeah.
Ceballos should have never had a chance to get that red card the way he played in the first half. I'm sorry. He tried, but he's just.
Well, I mean, personally, I thought Pepe was going to come out because he had got the yellow card.
Pepe?
Yeah, Pepe had got the ball hit his hand on the replay on that one.
He gave him a yellow for that?
Yeah, they gave him a yellow for that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then Pepe had a yellow, and that was before half. And I was thinking, it had to be on edge whether he was going to start Martinelli anyway.
Right.
Let's just bring in Martinelli now. It's halftime. Give him a whole half. Let him start running and seeing if he could run somebody down.
He should have taken Ceballos out of the game, dude.
And in the meantime, Ceballos could have came out too.
Take him out.
Cedric in, John to the middle, Ceballos out.
Right. Exactly.
Or Bellerin. I don't know. Whatever, man.
And Bellerin, he anyway doesn't even get a sniff to start. As much shit as I talk about him being a pussy, I mean, he's still, you know what I mean? He's not that. Look, I can't believe I'm going to say it. He's not that bad. You know what I mean? How come he doesn't play anymore? Yeah. Like, what's going on? Like, is it because he's mentioning he wanted to leave? And like you were saying, when we started this season a long time ago, Arteta's petty as hell if that's the case. He's a tyrant. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. He's still on the team. He's been here a long time. He's a natural right back over Chambers. I know Chambers has been filling in and doing great, but Bellerin is the right. He's anyway. It's just, I can't believe.
Like you said though. I mean, like one of the themes this year that we've talked about is the consistency in your whole disciplinary actions.
And speaking
like,
of discipline,
if you're really gonna be stout with fools, then be stout with them all. If you're gonna,
right.
if you
Right.
got little like, quirky like decisions that you have to make, then man, you got to consider that for other people too.
Right. No, yeah, totally.
The shit that whatever Guendouzi said or did, I mean, I still can't imagine, just because it's not the way it is at Arsenal, that he was running around and being defiant, and he probably said something.
Right.
He probably just said something one day that tweaked Arteta wrong, and that's it. Like, his Arsenal career is over, and it's like, are you telling me we couldn't use our Guendouzi right now?
I mean, it's Willock. There's so many people we could use right now. Willock can't stop scoring goals for Newcastle and shit. But yeah, so that was strange too. Bellerin, he been with the team forever. Big match. Why not? Why anyway? You couldn't take Pepe off at halftime because Pepe was the only player on the pitch putting in a shift. And I'll give him a round of applause for that. He was physically trying. You could see it out there. He's still a joker and was, not really doing much, but he was running around trying to fucking do stuff. His energy he was matching their intensity to me. He was actively.
I did think I saw some more of that out of Pepe in the second half, actually.
I saw it.
But in the first half, I was extremely frustrated again.
I saw it the whole game.
Watching Pepe just give balls away.
Really?
Yeah, just wanting to dribble, wanting to dribble by somebody. Like,
Aaron,
man, that's rough. I'm being harsh on him.
Yeah, he was the only guy. Like,
but I've come to a conclusion. Like, I mean, it's gotta go. He's gotta go, dude. It's just it doesn't fit.
He was the only guy. He was the only guy up for it on Arsenal.
Square peg in a round hole. He's just not fitting the bill. I don't think he plays with the other guys. Like, there's just no kind of like connection.
Well, anyway, Saka earns a penalty. And Pepe steps up and puts it away. Gets another goal in the Europa League.
Shaky, right? Just put it right down the middle and shit. Like,
it went in.
Even put it on the side. Just put it right down the middle, and
it went in. And so, me of all people, I'm saying Pepe put in the shift today. He was active.
Yeah.
He was, and that could be, because he has a hell of an Instagram marketing team, and he's just pretending like he's being busy and shit.
Thinking like this would be a good shot on my highlight reel.
Right. But hey, Saka, I mean, it was a penalty on Saka. Some guy just came in there and tried to crack step. They were trying to, they were kicking lumps in that fool.
I was
before you were on Arsenal.
Understand the theory of why they let teams play like this. It's one thing to be physical. It's another thing that you just run up somebody's back every single time the ball is kicked to him. How is that legal to just continue to run up people's backs?
For a soft, fragile team like Arsenal with that mentality, that's how you get them out of their game. You see Saka's face, not smiling, no joy, stressed out. Like, fuck.
Yes.
These guys are kicking lumps in me. Smith Rowe. This was a man's game today. There was a lot on the line, and one team felt it, or one team came into the game with this mentality, and another team was like, "Oh yeah, we'll just kind of cruise around, maybe score a goal or two, and maybe win the game." No, this is serious business. One team was serious. One team came out, one team came out like Pepe, smiling and like, "Hey, yeah."
They came with all kind of ideas too, man. Villarreal was making little inside runs and little inside the box runs and finding ways to get it to him. You didn't see a whole lot of that from us today. Not a lot.
No, but see, this is the thing with Arteta. He's lucky. He's like Sid. We were talking about Sid earlier. He's like Sid. He's just a lucky guy. You're like, wow. How do we get out of this with 2-1?
I know.
Villarreal started melting down all of a sudden. That was a bad penalty on Saka. The guy didn't have to do it. And then Coupe tries to break Saka's leg and ends up, tearing his hamstring or something.
Yeah.
And he gets sent off. Oh, we didn't even talk about Ceballos' red card. I didn't know. I thought this was like some serious cheating going on because I didn't see it when it first happened. Did you?
And then when they showed the replay, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, there's just he stepped on his foot,
but the ball was right there.
But there's no intent,
right?
And the reason why he stepped on his foot is because the guy just lunged in there to try to poke it away. He did, and he successfully poked it away.
Right.
But like, I mean, it's not like Ceballos saw him and was like, "Let me crunch his foot." Like, you know. It's just ridiculous. Like, you could have just called the penalty, set up, and let them take their free kick.
Right.
But like, we gotta make it a card and a red, and I'm not listening to anybody.
Yeah, the game was too big for Arteta and the referee. This ref, he didn't know what was going on.
I do think I did think the ref like just kind of lost the whole plot.
Playing games, just. Yeah, he gave somebody else
he gave Partey a red card and
a yellow card
arguing it. Yeah, a yellow card.
Right. He just came out. Yeah,
he just ran over there. Hadn't even really said anything. Like
right. Just a mess on so many different levels. So anyway, it's 2-1. It's 2-1. We're battling. Each team has lost a man, and the last 5 or 10 minutes. We couldn't get the ball. We couldn't string no passes together until Partey slips a beautiful pass. One of his aggressive passes I always tell him not to do. Finally went through, gets it to Aubameyang on his right foot, and he slips. Fools were slipping all day. I mean,
folks, I'm going to flash back 30 seconds now. In the same thing, he almost, but they decided not to, almost got called for a red card or a penalty in the box because he went back to defend somebody and slipped. And I had
Xhaka. You talking about Xhaka?
No, I'm talking about
Aubameyang?
Because the play before, it happened like a minute before, 30 seconds before. I might not be right. It was in the box, but they called a penalty on him because he had like fouled the guy or something. But when they showed it, he didn't foul the guy on purpose. He slipped.
He slipped. Yeah.
He slipped and his feet just left from underneath
him. He slipped.
At that time, I asked myself, and I'm like, how come fools don't wear the right Tony AFC 66. Sorry, dude. I almost said cleats. How come he doesn't wear the right
studs?
Shout
out to Tony AFC 66. My bad. I said spikes. That's what we say in America. But
classically, 30 seconds later.
Yep.
He breaks through, has an opportunity, and even looked like he kind of set his feet under him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He had a nice touch to give the guy.
He gathered himself.
That little stutter step for a second, like I got my feet under me, and then just falls out.
As he's kicking the ball. Feet go right on. Saka was falling all match. Lots of players.
Almost got the ball by him. Almost did, but.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. It was I just noticed that all game. Just people losing their footing, slipping, not having the right studs.
Yeah.
It's studs, not spikes.
On their boots.
Anyway, so that's a fitting in to this match. We had an opportunity to get 2 away goals and be sitting pretty. We didn't deserve it.
Hey, and I totally thought we were going to get the pretty little toe flick where he likes to just pop it up over the goalie and let it just bounce on in. But no, he went for something different.
I thought he was going to piss me off too. And he did. You know what I mean? So that's it. We got an away goal. We're still in it. Arteta's a lucky bastard. Because I was thinking if we lose this game real bad, because it was looking like we were going to get blown out, he could get fired after this one. Because it was just like he was ill prepared. He was not prepared. He didn't have his team prepared. he put a bullshit lineup out there. But it was just on and on. It was just like compound. He didn't make the right subs at halftime. It took him a while still. We're losing 2-0.
I mean, I'm going to tell you what, man, his only real defense, and I'm not saying that it's a good defense, but
right.
The only way he could really answer anything is to be like, you know what? A bunch of my players are fresh off injury. And even though I didn't want to do it, I had to save my best team for next week. So
for the return leg?
For the return leg. So
I got you.
I didn't just pound everybody into the lineup like I probably should have. And we paid for it, but we're alive. And I should have all my horses next week, you know?
Right. But even if he played them today, they're not going to play on Sunday because the return leg is just as important. So they would have had a full week off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Now, if we come out here on Sunday and he's got Aubameyang starting and the whole gang, it's like, dude, what are you doing?
You hear me?
What are you doing?
Like we talked about this earlier in the season when I was like, look, the only reason why you don't start Pepe on Sunday against Burnley is because you're going to start him on Thursday, right? You didn't start him on Thursday either. Well, then what are we doing? What are we doing?
Right. He's a mess. The team is a mess.
I want consistency, okay? I want
Kroenke's a mess. Look at me adjusting my lighting like a doctor and shit. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I got
man, that's it for me. Let me get this barbecue rolling.
I got no man of the match. I got nothing.
Nothing. How could you call a man of the match? Get out of here. Yeah.
I don't know who we play on Sunday. I'll find out in a second. Look at me.
Somebody lowish.
Newcastle.
And
I don't think Willock can play against his parent club. So we can't even keep a clean sheet nowadays. So the return leg is going to be just as dodgy as this one. I'm going to be a nervous wreck. Man, you got 2 penalties today. They scored 6 goals and shit. It's crazy.
I only saw the halftime score 2-1. They were down, and then I saw
they scored 5 goals. Sir Alex made some phone calls. They got penalties. You know what I mean? Jumping off. Anyway, that's gonna do it. You can catch us at CITM Podcast for all the banter. We got links to all the ways you can listen to the podcast. We also got a YouTube channel, Caught in Two Minds. Go check it out, subscribe, leave a review, do the whole 9 yards. All right? And share the show. Anyway, that's it. Peace.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody, and peace out. Peace.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that?
Thank you for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at eMarshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.